All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com, and welcome to Night Moves for Thursday, February 5th. We're getting closer every day here to Super Bowl 60. Generation Z, I understand, might want to start using regular numerals rather than Roman numerals. They can't seem to figure out LX's Super Bowl 60. I hear too many people referring it to Super Bowl LX. What is that all about? Well, get ready for the big game. We know the Roman numerals here over the years. I mean, I imagine until time ends, until football ends, until they stop playing tackle football. I guess so. Have it in Roman numerals, and we're ready to go in San Francisco and Santa Clara here this weekend with Seattle and New England. We did get some news out of the Super Bowl today. Just trying to make sure those quarterbacks are healthy, and which guy will be ready to go. And Darnold still has that oblique issue, but took all the first team snaps. Drake May, still got that bruised right shoulder. We'll see if he can get in there and get his full complement of reps before the game. We know these guys are playing no matter what, but should be a great game on Sunday, Super Bowl 60. Not much movement in the line over the last 24 hours since last we talked, but are seeing feels like a lot more 4.5s back in there right now. If it goes to 4, there could be a betting frenzy, but we'll see. Maybe that underdog money still can come in here. Let me know what you think here. We'll preview the game on Sunday. I mean, I don't want to give anything away with my pick, but maybe you know what I'm on. It's good to have everyone here on Night Moves. We're going to preview today NBA, NHL, and college basketball. I got 6 games available here, and getting to the last games here in the NHL before the you-know-what of the Olympics. But guess what? The Olympics actually start here in 3 hours from right now. Women's hockey is going to get underway officially tonight, and I think we can go with a pick. Why not? Look, we're not going to officially cover it here at Tony's Picks. There's not a menu for the hockey selections. At least I don't think so at this point. But look, we're going to follow the tournament here for sure. And first game goes off at 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific time. And hey, I'm going to make a pick here. I like Sweden to win over Germany, minus a goal and a half at minus 120. How about that? Let's get going with the women's winter tournament, the Olympics tournament. The United States, by the way, will be in action tomorrow at 10:40 Eastern, 7:40 Pacific, taking on the Czech Republic. USA, they're better than Canada. I'll say it. I think they're going to win. They're favored to win the tournament by about $1.35 to $1.50. So I do like USA to win the tournament. I think they probably are better than even a better $1.50 favorite. No slouch Canada. They're a 4.5 goal favorite tomorrow against Finland. Watch out in that one. That's a big spread. And the other matchup on Thursday over in Italy is Italy playing France, and it's about to pick them there. Maybe Italy just a little bit of a favorite. The Olympics are getting underway here on Thursday officially before the opening ceremony. I don't know if I like that. I think, look, they still maybe get to participate. I'm not sure, but should be nice to maybe wait, but that's not how it goes. You got to share the arena and everything. So it's time for the Olympics. It's going to be great, and the men's tournament great as well. You got to think, of course, U.S. and Canada in the men's tournament. Probably the best, but watch out. I think if I had to go with a sleeper, I mean, obviously, talk about Finland there, but watch out for Czechia. Also, could be a nice surprise. All right, it's see who's here, folks in the chat, and I want to still talk a little bit more about the NBA trade deadline. I hear not too many people filing in just yet. Hello to Timmy Two Shoes in there, and Mr. Weskers. He can't stand regular hockey. How is he going to stand women's Olympic hockey? But he'll get used to it because it's going to be a good tournament for the ladies, especially with the United States. It's going to take down Canada in the final, probably. All right. And let's talk a little bit here about the NBA real quick. If I could just talk on a little bit of the trade deadline here. There were some trades, big trades today and tonight, in case you missed late trade action, with a big deal there, including the Golden State Warriors reportedly trading Kuminga. They're going to get Porzingis back in San Francisco, back to Golden State. Looks like Porzingis is going to head back to the Warriors, and Kuminga and Buddy Hield will be heading on out there. So that was kind of a late deal that came in. They're probably the last one of the night, and obviously we got a whirlwind probably tomorrow here. Maybe the most of the we said thought there'd be more deals today, maybe than on the deadline, but let's see what we've got here with the stunning 13-player pick trade with the Wizards getting Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum, and Jaden Hardy for the Mavs. Boy, what a situation this has turned out to be, right? Well, the Mavs do get 2 number 1s, 3 number 2s, Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, and Marvin Bagley. They bagged the deals there. They bagged the picks is what they did. So the Mavs, obviously get rid of Davis. He only played, 29 games for the Mavericks, 5 different injuries in 13 months with the team. Washington gets Davis 2 years on the contract, $120 million, I think, left on those deals. So that was the big one. And also, the Clippers and Toronto and Brooklyn in a 3-teamer. The Clippers finally were able to part ways with Chris Paul. He goes to the Raptors. Brooklyn gets Agbajai, and the Clippers just cleared some cap space, $7 million, because they got some things in the works. Bulls, Charlotte, OKC, 3-way deal as Chicago sends Kobe White and Mike Conley to Charlotte. The Bulls get Colin Sexton, Uzmain Dang, our favorite guy, and 3 number 2s. Thunder get center Mason Plumlee. Cleveland and Utah, the Cavs ship Lonzo Ball, the Jazz for a couple of number 2s. Cleveland and Atlanta, Jock Londale to the Hawks from the Cavs, and another late one, 76ers and Thunder. OKC gets Jared McClain for a number 1 and 2 number 2s. So Thunder unload a few of those picks they had in reserve, send them off to Philly, and they get Jared McClain, a good guard for their future. And look, we did see that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to miss, I believe, 5 games and the All-Star game with his little bit of injury woes there. Heading into the halfway point into the break here. Also, so let's see what happens tomorrow. No word on what's going to happen with Giannis, but all of a sudden, late news here, late rumor mill. Could the Lakers get involved in the deal for Antetokounmpo, Golden State, Milwaukee, and the Lakers? Be Antetokounmpo still to the Warriors. The Warriors would send a couple of number 1s there probably, and maybe Draymond Green could end up going to the Lakers for Dalton Connect if that all works out. But maybe with the deal of Kuminga there out of town now, they'd have to revamp it somehow. Maybe they could involve the situation that happened here with their trade last night. But Rui Hachimura could be headed to Miami, possibly for Andrew Wiggins. Could Ja Morant end up with the Heat as well? Possible deal with Memphis. And are the Kings going to deal Sabonis? If so, he could be headed to Toronto. That's the latest from the rumor mill anyway, and I love the rumor mill. How about the Lakers? Jackson Hayes, he got suspended for shoving that mascot right into the cheerleaders. Here's a guy that we already saw, one of the most famous domestic violence videos, if you will, with this guy, and he took a shot at the mascot there last weekend. Got a 1-game suspension. Remember when Randall Simon of the Pirates had a bat and he just kind of knocked that sausage over in Milwaukee? I know he didn't hurt the guy, but come on, you can't be running the sausage race. You can't be racing your sausage out there and get hit by a bat. You're going to fall over every time. So, all right. Really appreciate you guys joining me. We got about 24 of you in here right now. Also, one trade NHL. The Kings won that bidding war for Artemi Panarin. They trade rookie Liam Greentree and a number 2 pick. Panarin then signs a 2-year, $22 million extension as the Kings are able to bid, apparently, the Ducks, the Sharks, and the Capitals for the services of Panarin. Also, St. Louis deals Bukestad to the Devils for Thomas Bordeaux and a number 1 and a number 4. So swap of centers there. And the Flyers, could they be dealing Milikov? He's not getting along with Coach Tocchet. He might be out of there. And late news, Golden Boy Gavin McKenna charged with felony assault and harassment Saturday after the outdoor game against Michigan State. More information apparently to come out in that one. Also, Penguins Caleb Jones, 20-game suspension for PED violation. So a lot going on in hockey as we head into the break. The last hockey card coming up here tonight. See who else is joining us. We got almost 24 of you, so I think we can almost start the show. All right, Andre's here today. No Giannis deal yet, but, we'll see here in the next 12 hours what's going on. And Timmy Chushu says it feels kind of funky there with the Warriors, right? So, look, Porzingis is a Warrior for the moment. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Like I said, they still want to land Giannis, and I've said it all along. Joe Lacobe's got money. I know he's trying to buy the Padres. There, he met with the Padres over the weekend. He's going to offer the Seidler family possibly $2.6 billion for the Padres. Could they be on the move? They probably never put a team back in Oakland, but maybe Lacobe could buy the Padres. All right, let's see here. And Andre says Lonzo going to get released there, and where could he end up? Chris Paul, did he find a home going up to Toronto? Mr. Wesker's not happy with his Sixers giving up one of his favorite players in there, McLean. And I think we're about set and ready to go. Mini Jim is here. Oh, man, it's so great to have Mini Jim. And boy, awkward. I want to show Mini Jim's comment, but I think I better just keep it off the main screen. You can check it over there in the chat. Jim, thank you for being here, I think. And please wash your hands. All right, let's see here. Nobody wants Giannis, says Mr. Weskers, because you got to get all that money in there. You're probably going to trade half your franchise, right? Milwaukee's holding out. It does seem like what they're doing. Okay, hey, we had a pretty great night here. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. I did come through with some winners here yesterday. I think 3-1. Let's go check out the handicapper leaderboards over at Tony'sPicks.com. See who's hot for the last 24 hours. I know I'm up there for sure with a couple of winners here in college basketball on Wednesday. Here we go. Go over to Tony's Picks and Steve Duncan. Man, continuing to roll on those NHL props. Great job, Steve. There, he's putting together some great content as well. Nick Lagaretto's perfect day. He rolled the 6th spot. Hey, there's Stacks McKelvey. 4-0 there. Yes, I'm 4-1 there yesterday. Did lose a total there. David Racy, 7-5 heavy volume day. Rod goes 67%. Doubles in there also with the 2-1 day. Joey Tron, Chris Adkins, and Vegas Al. Good 1-0. Vegas Al, winner a day. He'll keep the profits coming, he says on his show last night. Hope you caught Vegas Al and his preview earlier. Solo was in the green, Mills Young in the green, and Jorge with some underdog action in there. He's in the green on Thursday. All right, for the last week, Joey Tron, impossible here. Man, rolling 85% over the last week. Steve Duncan destroying here right now. Stacks, 2 losses here in the past week. Great job, Jorge. Also, real strong. Look at these guys here. I could only manage a 13-5 over the last 7 days, up nearly 7 3/4 units. There's what Vegas Al's talking about with his run. Doubles in the green. Good run here by everybody right now, putting up some profitable numbers here over at Tony's Picks. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Click on the All Cappers tab. Find the handicapper of your choice. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. Hey, take a look right now. I've got a 3-pack ready to go here for the action here on Thursday with a 3-pack of matches here that start in just a short while here. So if you want to get on board with me and roll some tennis winners right now, I'm ready to go with 3 top matches here overnight. Some of them actually are early in the morning, so these kind of stretch out a little bit. But I got 3-pack up there right now over at Tony's Picks. So check it out. These are my best plays. You know, I'm on some other channels, some other shows, but just know that these are my best picks right here at Tony'sPicks.com. My top premium boutique picks right here. These are the best of the best every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, thank you for listening to that. And we'll get ready to go here with our show and get ready to have you guys join me in the chat and picking some winners here. All right. Let's see here. All right, I think we're ready. I think you guys are ready. Winners last night for me included NHL winner over at Tony's Picks, Vegas and Vancouver game to go over. We rolled a good card here on the Night Move show yesterday. Man, we almost won them all. There were 10 games yesterday. We had winners with Florida Panthers as a favorite, Montreal Canadiens as a favorite. Did fall in the Chicago-Columbus game. We were on the over there, but winner with the Minnesota and Nashville over. We had Utah as a favorite there yesterday. We did have one other, our other L was with the San Jose Sharks on the puck line, 4-2 final. I think somebody gave us the final 4-2 there yesterday, but we had also winner with Vegas Golden Knights on the puck line. We had Calgary, and we had the over in the Kraken and the Kings game. So 7-3. I stand corrected. 7-3 yesterday with our picks here on Night Moves. But hey, we didn't stop there. We also had winners in the NBA: Toronto Raptors, Milwaukee Bucks, Celtics and Rockets game to go under. Probably ended up with a push there. Now look, I'm just being fair here, Thunder and Spurs, we went under on the show. And when we were on the show, it had dipped from 225.5 to 223. That would have been a winner. It did go down to 222 at game time. Some people at 221.5. So maybe a push, maybe a loss if you waited all the way to game time. But if you took it right after the show or something, you're going to get a win there. We also had a winner with the Memphis Grizzlies there yesterday. So 4-3 there. If you give us a loss with that one, give me a loss there because you had to wait. But if you got on it early, it was a winner. It was a winner there. Also, winners here in college basketball. Yesterday, we had premium pick winner, Liberty and Delaware game to go over. Also, Texas, San Antonio, and South Florida winner. How about that one? And we had a tennis winner last night as well as part of our 4-in-1 day over at Tony's Picks. But here on the show, college basketball winners for sure. Yesterday on Night Moves included Providence over Butler there yesterday. That was a winner on the show. Tulsa and Florida Atlantic game to go under. We had Texas A&M, remember, as an underdog with all of those points. Alabama got that crucial win, though. Give Alabama a lot of credit there. We also had Oklahoma State as a winner, plus the points. They stormed the court after they beat BYU. Go figure, I guess. It can beat anybody out there and storm the court there. And so pretty good day there yesterday here on the show. All right. There were some other finals there also there in college basketball of note there yesterday. Some upsets. Want to first mention Gonzaga, a loser last night. Unbelievable. Gonzaga loses late night there to Portland, down at halftime and never got it together. What a performance by the Portland Pilots. Terrific to beat Gonzaga there. Huge upset. You want to talk about storming the court. That's when you storm the court if you're and that's what the Portland Pilots, they were there still partying tonight there after that big win. The Zags' biggest lead was 2 points early on, so they were a 21-point underdog. They couldn't miss from inside. They had lost 20 in a row to Gonzaga, and they got that win. Minnesota, they stormed the court after beating Michigan State, snapping their 7-game losing streak there. East Tennessee over Furman, 75-71 in that big game that we mentioned. Furman led by 15 in the second half. Here comes East Tennessee State, another big comeback. Bucks lead the SoCon at 9-2. Clemson over Stanford. Stanford led early in the second half. Here come the Tigers. They're 9-1 in the ACC right now. Tulsa over FAU, 78-76. That was a comeback win as well, as FAU led by 7 at halftime. Tulsa 8-2 in the American. FAU they've lost 4 in a row right now in the American. And how about the underdogs in the Horizon League? Pretty much swept the board. If you took the underdogs in the Horizon League, Youngstown over Fort Wayne, Cleveland State over Oakland, Robert Morris over Wright State, Green Bay over Northern Kentucky in overtime, and Detroit beat Milwaukee. All underdogs, all winners yesterday. Utah State, they're tied with my Aztecs for first place after winning 86-66 over New Mexico in the pit. That really surprised me. Okay, let's get ready to go and start the show. Thanks for having everybody join me in here. Hey, I want to say hello and welcome in the chat to Tavon Morris. Nice to have Tavon here. And let's see. Anybody else? Thank you from Tavon. Oh, thank you, Tavon. I do like to talk a little sports, the scope of sports a little bit on this show. It's kind of a late night talk show in my opinion, but we're going to make some picks right now. Andre said, what was Portland? Could you believe Portland? That was incredible. And let's see, Cal Dog ready to go. Michigan State is a garbage can in there. All right, here we go. Let's go. We got a big card. We got a big day planned. And, man, I'm going to stay up and watch some women's hockey, I think, here. Maybe I can sleep for an hour after the show here. All right, we're going to get started here in the NBA tonight. And, again, I know a lot of people here say, hey, let's you heard Vegas Al say it poignantly. Still be careful with these because, there could be some moves. But you know what? If you can anticipate the moves, that's what we're supposed to do also as handicappers. So, some trades could happen. Let's be cautious, of course. But, some of these guys, look, when James Harden was ruled out there after, right, we kind of said it too, right? He's not even going to be able to find his way to the arena. And that was pretty much it, right? What's going on? He got traded there. He couldn't, first game, you just had to switch locker rooms. It's not that hard. I need a day. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I need a day. All right. Hey, everyone, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off the premium pick packages, including that tennis package up here. We're going to be ready to go here in just a short while. The tennis is going to get underway here. We're getting into the quarterfinals and a lot of these events here tonight. Today over there, tonight right here. All right, let's get rolling here right now. Don't mean to keep you waiting. We got the Brooklyn Nets starting us off here, taking on the Orlando Magic. So, yeah, you got to worry about some trades here, I guess, with these two as well. Orlando favored here by 11.5, total 213.5 here in this one to start our coverage here. Brooklyn has lost a couple in a row here right now to Detroit and the Lakers. Before that, they were doing a nice job covering some spreads, but did run into couple of teams playing pretty well. Orlando, meanwhile, also off a couple of losses coming in, losses to San Antonio and Oklahoma City. Uh, both those games were on the road. Before that, they did have a couple of covers there. Orlando's been pretty bad cover for sure as a favorite, 13-21 as a favorite. Brooklyn's no great shakes as a dog, but Orlando, they do have trouble covering numbers, and they're laying a pretty big number here. These two teams met just a month ago. Orlando won it 104-103 on the road as a 2.5-point favorite, as Brooklyn got the money also at Orlando in November. Orlando won 105-98, laying 14.5 here, and they didn't get the money. So I don't know. They're going to get the money this time. Might have to look and see who's in the lineup and who's going to play and who's not in. We'll try to do our best here right now. With that, let's take a look at the current status of some of these players. We'll see if Agbaji will be in the game here. Cam Thomas, he is out right now. Franz Wagner is out for Orlando. Those are kind of, official, I guess, here, if you will. So let's see what you guys have maybe in this one. You're welcome to comment in the chat, and then I like to show the picks on the screen. Brooklyn here has lost 9 of their last 10 games coming into this one. They've lost 8 straight games to Orlando, also just 1-10 straight up in their last 11 on the road. For Orlando, they've dropped 6 of their last 8 games, but they have won 13 of their last 19 at home. And Orlando just 2-6 ATS in those 8 games, 2-6 straight up and against the spread. So, definitely having some spread woes here, covering the number. Orlando, obviously the better team here at this point, but still, they just have trouble getting these numbers. Orlando has gone under in 5 of their last 7 ball games here right now, and for the Brooklyn Nets, they are 10-15 to the under on the road. They're also 21-26 to the under as an underdog. Let's see what you have in this one with Brooklyn and Orlando here, even though that maybe they trend under. Look, I know this is a low number. I know that these guys do have some lower scoring games, but I don't know. I have a feeling here. I'd probably prefer the over here. Just watching it, I was kind of mumbling there watching a final of the NBL game. I was sweating under 198 for the last 40 seconds of the game while doing that spiel. The guys missed about 5 consecutive shots, and I got a winner just now in the NBL game here. It just went down and ended there in Australia. Okay, here we go. Andre says we got to watch some tennis as well. Ramon, don't forget. We got big time tennis action here coming up. Some good matches tonight. All right, let's see. Magic money line and over. And here's Timmy Two Shoes going to take the Nets in this one. Magic, no cover that. No can do. All right, and again, what will that Brooklyn lineup be here? I was trying to piece it together here, maybe a little bit. I guess MPJ, Demon, Claxton, Clowney, Traore, maybe he'll be in there. So that'll be the crew I guess you'll need here. There's Mr. Weskers. He's on the Nets money line there. Okay. And let's see. Mr. Wesker says not much difference between the two teams actually right now. I don't know. I think the Magic are a much better team overall. Cal Dog's on the over. Andre says 213 too low. I agree, Andre. Let's go over as my pick. I'm going to take the over with Brooklyn and Orlando. All right. Timmy likes MPJ there, I think. All right, and I think that's it for that one. Okay, next up. All right, Washington Wizards, Detroit Pistons, NBA action here for Thursday. And coming in here, look, I don't think there's too much we're going to have to worry about. We'll see who's in, but you got to figure Harden and Russell. I think they'd look to get in here if they can. Trey Johnson is out with an ankle injury. Obviously, Trey Young is still out here. I mean, that I guess don't forget the story of the Washington Wizards here overall. Look, to me, I'll say it right. I wish them the best. I really hope if Trey Young and Anthony Davis can eventually work something out here and help the Wizards, that would be great. To me, it just seems like a total disaster here once again for the Wizards. Good on them to go out and get some talent, some veteran talent here to just try to make something of themselves. But I think it's going to just not work out in the end. It never does with AD, actually. Yeah, they won the pandemic title or whatever. Cade Cunningham is questionable. He might get rest in this one. Tobias Harris, he's questionable. We'll see about Saric. We'll see about Herter. If they can get into this lineup for the Pistons. Boy, it does seem like the Pistons have gone out and really – I think they've helped themselves in this situation. Isaac Jones got waived, I think, to make way here with these roster with this trade deadline. So Detroit comes in here winners of 3 straight right now. They did fail against Denver in that 124-121 win, but they did win it. They also beat Brooklyn and Golden State here. Detroit is 18-22 against the spread as a favorite. Washington 9-14 against the spread as a dog, but Washington's had a few covers here of late. We've talked about them getting the money here in a few games. They beat Portland, they beat Milwaukee, they beat Sacramento. They've actually been winning a few here of late as well. Have the Washington Wizards. They actually are just 1-4, however, in their last 5 games against Detroit. The two teams met in November. Detroit won it 131-135 as an 11-point favorite. They only won by 2 points in that one. So Detroit's won 5 of their last 6 and 6 of their last 7 at home. 13 of the last 19 meetings between these teams have gone under. Detroit's gone under in 12 of their last 16. They're also 16-23 to the under as a favorite. But I think I'm going to end up on the over here in this one.
Final.
Don't have many trends that I could recite here other than the fact that the two teams have played that 137-135 game. It was an overtime game, but it still went over the total in that game. I believe at 236 there. In regulation, it did go over that number, and this is 227 here. I know we've been kind of trending down a little bit of late in the NBA in general here, and maybe with these two teams, you might think, especially with Detroit playing some good D, holding teams down, but I'm going to take another over here in this one at 227. This one's pretty much on the eye test. There's not a lot of trends, and maybe the point totals, though, are kind of there a little bit for sure, especially when you're talking about what we've seen so far. Detroit, top 10, top 8 team in scoring so far this season. And, of course, for Washington, they're basically in the bottom 2 or 3 teams in scoring defense, scoring points allowed defensively, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go over in this one. Let me hear from you in the chat here. And hey, Power Critter's here, and he likes to whiz in this one. And Mr. Weskers is going to go with the Pistons here to rock. And we'll see, right? I mean, look, great putting two kind of – look, let's call Young still a star in this league. Yes, he's not really fulfilled his expectations. Neither is AD. Here's Andre's on the over with me. Let's see here. Duran for a double-double for Andre. Andre also likes Cade's assist, but he's got to be in there, he says. And let's see here. Timmy Tusha says this one might get a little funky in the end. And Mr. Wesker says the Pistons do have some motivation to keep winning right now with this strong record. They've done such a great job. You don't want to blow this, right? Because, look, the funny thing about the NBA is some of these players think that we just got to get in and we can do it. All we do is win one game and we flip the script on them. But it's harder than it looks, right? I mean, we know that the task is to win 16, but okay, I think that's it for that one, and I'm going to take another over here. Utah Jazz, Atlanta Hawks, NBA action for Thursday. Hawks are a pretty big favorite here over the Jazz, but hey, the Jazz are in here off of a win. Come on, they snapped that losing streak, beating Indiana 133 to 122 on the road as a 3-point favorite. Snapped that losing streak. Good job by Utah there in that one. For the Hawks here, meanwhile, they are in off of a win at Miami, 127 to 115. That snapped a 2-game losing streak. Atlanta continues to be, though, one of the worst favorites in the NBA, just 8-15 against the spread as a favorite. They're also 9-14 against the spread at home. These two teams did play their first meeting of the season already. It was 132 to 122. Atlanta got the win in Utah as just a 1.5 point favorite. For the Jazz here, none of these guys are expected to play. They're really going to be shorthanded here in this one. But you know what? They were supposed to be shorthanded in the last one too. But Williams out. Concar not expected to play yet. Triple J not expected to play yet. Keontae George, he's also out of this game. So we'll see what they end up doing here. But Atlanta's kind of in the same boat. Lawndale, he's questionable here in this one. KP, he's out the door right now. Okonkwo, he is questionable. I think he got smacked in the face there, and I think that might be it. So let's see what you think. Yeah, the Jazz are shorthanded, but I don't trust the Hawks here really to cover a big number here. Utah's definitely been on the short side of a few lopsided scores, but they've covered 2 straight here on the road. Let's see what you have in the chat with this one. And I kind of want to take the Jazz, actually. I wouldn't trust any of these statistics either, but Jazz have lost 6 of their last 7. They're 2-5 against the spread. Their last 7 on the road. Atlanta's actually 5-2 straight up and against the spread. Their last 7 games coming into this one, the 2 losses were to Houston and Indiana. Atlanta's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games at home here, but Utah is 27-18 to the over as an underdog. They're really the over team here, 31-20 to the over this season. That's a high number, that 240, though. I don't know if I got burned the one game I lost here, I think, on the we took a total under that I thought was a little too high, and I tried to explain it as if, hey, these two teams really don't go over this number when they're playing other teams, but put them against one another, and they did. So I'm going to go ahead and try Utah here in this one. Again, I don't have the numbers to back this one up. I'm just going with the old algorithm, the human algorithm here a little bit. I'm going to try Utah here, plus 9.5 in this one against Atlanta. It's supposed to be a high-scoring game. I imagine it would be, but again, like I said, these two teams are not. Well, Atlanta's not an overwhelming over, that's for sure. Utah can be, especially when they're an underdog here like they are. But all right, let's see what you got in the chat with these two. Thank you, everybody. Here's Andre. He's on the Jazz in this one. And Hawks for Mr. Weskers. Andre likes the under here. Want to say hello and welcome to Gina G. Berry. Let me know if I got that right. It might be Ginog Berry, but I don't know. I thought Gina G. Berry seems to make more sense to me, but we got the M as the logo there, so it might be just a handle, a moniker there with a G, but I hope it's Gina in there. We need some ladies here in the chat. So over or under Ramon 240. If it's 243, I'll just be Mr. Handicapper guy here. In fact, Gina, thank you very much for pointing it out here that this total is higher here for sure. Pardon me. Tried to get to the mute button there. Now, let me update that total is what I meant to say, because I am seeing at least 242, if not 243, here right now. I don't look. That's pretty high. That's a little too high for me, I think, right now. But I'm going to go with the Jazz if you don't mind here. But let's see how this one goes down. I'm showing, in fact, 243.5 at DK here right now, slightly shaded to the under. So that's getting up there. I understand it here. Utah does give up a lot of points in that first meeting. Like I said, it was 254 points that they did play that game in Utah. All right, and we got the more comments in the chat from the crew. Cal Dog on the under, Timmy on the under, and Andre in there. Thank you, and thank you for N.A. Andrew K. also. Thank you, Andre. Yeah, I didn't mean to sneeze in front of everybody here. It's hard enough to hold back my yawns sometimes. All right, here's two teams that have been involved in some trading going on. The Bulls taking on the Raptors here. Action for Thursday. The Bulls come in here having lost two straight. They're 24-27 coming into this one for the Bulls. Back-to-back losses here to Milwaukee and Miami. Remember, they played Miami 3 games in a row, lost 2 of them. But the Bulls continue to have one of the best records as an underdog in the league here at 18-10 right now, and Toronto has not been a good favorite. They're 11-18 as a favorite, 10-16 against the spread at home, 11-15 against the spread as a favorite. Talking about the Toronto Raptors. For Toronto here, they come in off of a loss to Minnesota last night. 128-126 in regulation. But who got the money? The Bulls got the money in that one, getting 2.5 there against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So see what you have going in this one. Bulls and Raptors here for Thursday. All right, Chicago comes in having lost 5 of their last 6 and gone just 1-5 against the spread in those 6 games. The only win was the game against Miami. Chicago's 4-2 against the spread. Their last 6 against the Raptors. They've actually won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams overall. So they played well against them. And again, they're a good underdog for Toronto. They've gone just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games at home, where they're supposedly supposed to be, so strong and good. And yes, they've had success, but again, they really have ended up just laying too many points usually in the end, and that's why they may have a 14-12 record at home straight up, but again, just 10-16 against the spread at home. So let's see how you see this one though with Chicago and Toronto here. It does feel a little bit, tough to lay an 8.5 here. Toronto just 1-4 straight up their last 5 games at home against Chicago. Toronto's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games. They are 10-19 to the under as a favorite. I think I got to go under here in this one with the Bulls and Toronto. Give me an under here. Look, I like the Bulls and the trends going into this situation, but I don't know. Given the situation with the personnel here right now, I kind of maybe like the Raptors. The Bulls may end up being a little bit too short-handed here in this game, given everything that's gone on with this roster here right now, and the fact that you have Giddy, I believe he's still out. So let's examine some of these names because the Bulls have a long list here, and which of these guys are going to get in here to Toronto and make the lineup. Giddy is out. Trey Jones is questionable. Desumu, he's questionable. Sexton, uh, Dang, Simons, Phillips, or Ivy here. All these new Bulls. Which one of them are going to make the lineup? That's the problem here right now for the Bulls coming in. I mean, if I had to, the way they've had to reshape this roster, they probably only have 4 guys that could take the court right this second. Right now. So some of these guys I think are going to have to get in here and get up to Toronto and play. They might be a little bit short in numbers tomorrow given this situation here. So let's see here what you guys have, and I'll make my call. But let me also go over the injuries here for Toronto. They got nothing. I mean, Podol's been out. They're clear to go here. It seems like right now. We'll see about what's going to happen with their acquired players, but I think they'll be able to put together a decent lineup here in this. A usual lineup anyway with this lineup, right? With Barnes, Ingram, Barrett, Quickly, and Murray Boyles. That'll be just fine there for the Raptors. So I'm just going to wait on that one. I'll take the under. In the chat, we'll go to you and see what you have in this one with Bulls in town here. And Power Critter says, I think he's suggesting, I don't know what, 226. That's all right. That's right, Timmy. Well, you know what? That's it. Sometimes, look, we all want to play the numbers, right? We all want to play our numbers, our power ratings sometimes. But like I said, sometimes I just throw the power ratings out. I feel, I don't want to say it's a sage opinion of a game, but I just feel like sometimes, a particular matchup or something like that. I don't know. These two teams have not met yet this season, so Bulls on a teaser here for Cal Dog. Andres on the under in this one. And Timmy says, who do the Raptors beat up? I mean, they can only play well in the first half. They did beat Utah last before the Minnesota loss here, but like I said, they did get the money last night. They were on the back-to-back, remember, also. So that could be also a little bit of a factor in the Bulls' favor, maybe. Cal Dog, Raptors first half. And Knicks haven't lost since the old team meeting there. And we'll don't get a chance to talk Knicks basketball here tonight, but that was quite the game there yesterday. Certainly, there with the Nuggets. Nugget. I got lucky in that one. It wasn't here on this show, I don't think, but. I was doing another broadcast and said I liked the Knicks in that game, and I said at the time the spread had gone from 4.5 to 5.5 to 6.5, and by the time I got on the air, it was -7 just for a split second because it ended up back there at -4.5. So really, most of the numbers got the Knicks, but I swear I was on the air and I'm like, okay, I guess I got to lay 7. I like the Knicks. They ended up winning by 7 only because the Nuggets that bizarre situation there at the end. The Nuggets blew the game there, didn't they? Was it the Nuggets that blew the game, you think, guys? All right, Andre's on the Bulls there. And, am I on mute right now? Okay. Oh, it must be, okay, Mr. We got to wait for Mr. Wesker to be able to hear the broadcast. Okay, here we go. I'm on the under there. In case you missed it, I'll take the under.
Steam play.
All right, next up here, we've got the Hornets taking on the Rockets. NBA action here for Thursday. And the Rockets are favored by 3.5. Here in this one, the total 217. That's pretty low. Some say it's pretty low. All right, but let's get into it with this one. And total here 217. Low for a reason with these two teams, right? They kind of trend under here for sure. But these Charlotte Hornets have been such a pleasant surprise here of late. I don't know if they were a surprise, right? It seems like ever since the numbers have kind of been favoring Charlotte, it's like, what did I miss? How did the Charlotte Hornets all of a sudden not just become hot, but it's almost like the money has started to come in on Charlotte during this 7-game winning streak. Like the Sharps knew that they were going to go on a roll here in this 7-game winning streak. Boy, these guys are going to be good. They're good right now. Imagine here they're 23-28 overall. They've just got a lot of work to do, but they're 30-21 against the spread, 23-15 as a dog, 16-11 against the spread on the road. Houston, meanwhile, we know they've been a crummy cover, 19-26 ATS, 8-14 ATS at home here. So again, might have a little bit of a situation here with the personnel. Let's take a look at what we have with these two. They haven't been touched up too much here, it feels like, but this total, though, has dropped considerably. So we'll see if White can make this game, Conley can make this game. Having a guy like Conley in there to team up with Ball, that seems like a really, really sharp move by Charlotte here to go for a veteran like that, and White, too. We'll see. I mean, there. So for the Rockets, DFS is questionable here. Let's see what you have in this one. These two teams played their other meeting this season, and it was 114-101. Houston got the win at Charlotte as an 8-point favorite. They covered the spread in that one. Charlotte's been knocking it out of the park here with consecutive wins right now, and they beat New Orleans the other night 102-95. Got the money, laying 6.5 by half a point. For Houston, meanwhile, here they had their 3-game winning streak snapped when they lost at home to Boston last time out by 21 points. It's an 8.5-point favorite in that one yesterday. Hey, we were on Boston in that game, by the way, yesterday. Well, we were on the under here on Night Moves. I had a bet on Boston anyway. Okay, let's see, though, what you have here with these two. Like I said, you got one team that likes to cover. That'd be the Charlotte Hornets, and Houston does struggle. But Houston has won 8 of their last 11, but just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. Charlotte, during this winning streak, they're 4-1 right now, ATS, in their last 5 games, but they've lost 4 out of the last 5 meetings to Houston. Charlotte's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games coming in. Houston's gone under in 6 of their last 7, including 5 straight games at home. Houston is 7-15 to the under at home, and Charlotte's 14-24 to the under on the road. No wonder it's 217 here, and I'm going to go under in this one with Houston and Charlotte. I agree that low number for a reason, and I'll go under right now in this one. All right, we'll go to the chat here with this one, and it's going to be Cow Dog on the over here. Mr. Weskers likes the Hornets. Money line for a couple of units.
Critical notice
there, and Andre said they got the he got the best. Missoula got the best of Udoka in the I don't know what I was going to think of some name for that matchup. Andre says the Celtics were tough. Over for Timmy here. Hornets for Andre. And under here, Miller has been, man, this guy gets better every game, doesn't he? Ball over, Miller over in his points, and Knepel over 2 threes. Andre's on the Hornets here. And Timmy Chusha says he likes seeing a lot of people on the under because that'll help the over. Yeah, it's already gone down. This thing opened as high as 221 at BOL, and we're at 217.5 pretty much everywhere. I'll take the under, though. Spurs and Mavs, NBA action here for Thursday night. Got San Antonio coming in here off of a pair of wins right now over Orlando and OKC last night, 116 to 106. Yeah, we were on the Spurs here yesterday. Like I said, we're on the total here on night moves, but I did bet those Spurs anyway. They did get the win at home against OKC again. For Dallas here, meanwhile, long losing streak here. They played pretty well. Remember, they covered against Charlotte, covered against Houston, but got beat last night by 10, as the Celtics did do a pretty good job, as mentioned there in the chat. For San Antonio here, they've won 7 of their last 10, gone 4-2 against the spread in their last 6. They are just 4-8 against the spread their last 12 games against Dallas. Not saying it's a new look Dallas. I mean, they've sent some guys out of here for sure, but the Spurs did win the other meeting here at Dallas, 125 to 92. They were actually a 3.5-point dog in that first meeting between the two teams. Anyways, here right now, this one, man, it's gone up here to 7 right now. In fact, I'm starting to see some 7.5s even here with the Spurs right now, and I'm sure because of the situation here. Let's take a look at the who might be in and out of this one. Who can make the lineup here for the Dallas Mavericks following the deal for Davis there? So Gafford, an ankle injury. Middleton, see if he can get in here. A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley. We mentioned these guys need somebody in the lineup because P.J. Washington's out with a concussion right now. And Brandon Williams is questionable with a leg injury. So, yeah, it looks like there's some hurt going on here for sure for the Dallas Mavericks in this one. For San Antonio, meanwhile, Waters is questionable. Sohan questionable. He's working towards getting back in here. Olynyk questionable. And Harper questionable as well. Harper, though, also stepping up his game. All right. I'm going to go ahead and lay it with the Spurs. It's already 7.5 here. Give me San Antonio in this one. I'll go ahead and lay it here on night moves. Let's go ahead and roll with these Spurs here. They're on the back-to-back, but so is Dallas. Dallas is 19-15 against the spread as an underdog, 16-13 against the spread at home, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Spurs here. All right. Let's get your plays in the chat, huh? Okay, here we go. Mr. Weskers, how about his Spurs? Jimmy likes Flag to have another big game, man. He's just great. I mean, it's just too bad there's just not a lot of support. Maybe this will be a good situation for Dallas now moving forward. Build around him, obviously. Here's over for Andre. And A.R. Cliff is here in the chat. Take the Spurs. Andre's got Flag for 20, Marshall for 15 plus, Christie for a couple of threes. Cal Dog says the Mavs can cover here. And no player props for this one yet, huh? Yeah, Mr. Wester says this thing's just moving up here right now to 7.5 right now. And Timmy says, take those points, with the look. The Mavs have covered some games, no doubt, here of late. Covered 2 of their last 3, I guess. Castle for 15 plus. And our clip says we're on a win streak right now. Are they talking about the Spurs there? Okay, I guess that's it in that one. All right, Warriors and Suns. NBA action here for Thursday night. Got the Warriors here. Question marks abound. The losers of 2 straight. You're getting some points here. Spurs off of the loss to Philly last time out. They also lost to Detroit here at home, so a couple losses in a row. We know Curry having some problems with that, runner's knee. I don't think he's out there running, laps around the practice facility, but they call it runner's knee apparently. But he's out here tonight. Cryer is questionable. Kaminga's obviously gone. For the Suns, Booker is going to miss another game here as well. Jalen Green is questionable here in this one. Phoenix 17-7 against the spread at home and as an underdog. The 34-17 and impossible 67% against the spread this season. That's even better than their overall record. Golden State here 10-15 against the spread on the road. These two teams met back in twice in December in a home and home. Phoenix won on their home court by 10 as a 1.5 point dog. The Warriors won by just 3 on their home court as Phoenix got the number. They also played in November at Golden State. Golden State won by 11 as a 10.5 point favorite. So see what you got here with this one, with the Warriors taking on the Suns here tonight. Suns an absolutely terrific cover, and the Warriors might have plenty of personnel issues here with with what I just mentioned anyway. We'll see who can get in there. Golden State's just 2-5 straight up in ATS in their last 7. They're also just 4-11 against the spread in their last 15 against Phoenix. Golden State's gone over in 7 of their last 10. For Phoenix here, they're 12-6 against the spread in their last 18 games overall. They've won 4 of their last 5 and won 9 of their last 11 games at home. Phoenix is 6-1 against the spread their last 7 games against the Warriors here in Phoenix. I think I'm going to have to take the Suns here in this one and lay the points against Golden State here until further notice. This feels like a 20-point blowout, I think, guys. I don't know. Maybe, though, let's just, don't be all obnoxious on a show like this. They can win it by double digits here, I think, tonight. Probably be pretty tough for the Warriors, I would imagine, to even get in very far into the hundreds in this game. See what you guys have here in this one. Okay, somebody has our clip on Champagne in there. Cal Dog might be on the over. Our clip said the Suns are going to win. Suns minus for Andre. Dre to get a technical here in this one. And could you imagine Dre coming to the Lakers in a 3-way? Who's going to score for the Warriors, right? That's what I feel like, too. Here's Brooks for 20, Allen for 3 threes. Williams for a double-double in there. Okay, Dre will be traded. He'll be going. That was like I said, that was just the rumor mill. Timmy Chushu Brooks for 3 threes. Dre to be shooting some threes. All right, I'm taking the Phoenix Suns. And finally, in the NBA, Philadelphia 76ers, LA Lakers. NBA action here Thursday night. Philly has really found their way right now, and it feels like, to quote Howard Jones, things can only get better. It feels like for Philadelphia right now. Now we'll see Embiid. I think he's going to be in this game here. Obviously, no PG, but they'll just have to fight through here for the rest of the well, not the rest of the regular season, but most of the regular season. Probably come back with about 10 or 15 games left, right? Right now. Bronny's questionable, and Jackson Hayes. This will be the game that he will serve the suspension for uh, body slamming G Wiz, the mascot of the Washington Wizards. Got to give him one of the best mascot names. Okay, G Wiz. All right, Philadelphia with this winning streak here right now. Good vibes too for the Sixers. They've won 5 in a row here with wins over Milwaukee, Sacramento, New Orleans, the Clippers, and Golden State. Covered them all except for the win over Sacramento at home. They only won by 2, laying 10, but still, Philadelphia terrific. Road team 16-5 against the spread, but the Lakers are 18-11 as a favorite. Did hear Al talking about Lakers, bet by the public, but that hasn't mattered as a favorite. Although at home they're just 10-10 against the spread, so I could see what he means there. Probably overrated at home. When they're on the road, maybe a lot better when they're a road favorite, actually, interestingly enough. But still, give them credit for an 18-11 record against the spread. They're in here off of a win over Brooklyn, 125-109 last time out. They easily covered that one on the road, just like that. And yes, like a lot of people have talked about, Lakers have had their front of their schedule loaded up with easier teams. And in the end, they're getting all their tough games at the end of the season to drive up the ratings. So the toughest part of their schedule is ahead of them here right now. The Sixers have been absolutely stellar here, although when the Lakers went in to take on Philly in the first meeting between these two teams, the Lakers actually won at 102-108 and covered 3 points on the road. Here, 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The Lakers have gone under in 6 of 9. Lakers are 6-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 9 games overall. But the teams they're beating and covering have been mediocre teams. And right now, Philadelphia is not that. Philadelphia has won 11 of the last 15 between these two teams and covered 12 of the last 18 between the clubs overall here. They've been really strong. Sixers have looked really good here of late. This total, 232. Philly's playing good defense right now. So let's see what you have in this one. I think that's a little bit high right now. This Sixer team is playing some defense. Yes, they can score as well, but okay, let's take a look. Whoops. Did we have the graphic up there? Here we go. Let's go to the chat. Cal Dog's on the under here. Maxey to go over in his points for R. Cliff. Timmy Tushu says, man, 76ers in the points. And Mr. Wesker says, get PG on the bench, and now all of a sudden, out of the lineup, and they'll look good. Cal Dog can't trust either team. I don't know, Cal Dog, these are 2 good spread teams. I mean, the Lakers, they're covering as a favorite, and the Sixers are 29-20 ATS. Andrew says, Lakers money line over on the Lakers. They play no defense. Yes, you're right. I mean, look, they're 15-5 to the over at home, no doubt about it. But I just thought this number's a little high. Philly's not. Mr. Wesker is also criticizing the Sixers schedule here of late. Oh, yeah, no doubt. They did play the Clippers. Clippers obviously playing pretty well. Andre says Embiid for 20+. I'm going to go under at 232. I'm just going to go under at 2. I'm going under here in this one. That's it for the NBA preview. Thank you to the chat. Oh, wait, we got a couple more here. Lakers for Mr. Westers. 2 shoes Embiid, 25-7. VJ plus 15+ there for Andre. And hello to Devin Grigsby. Good to see Devin here joining us tonight. And I think that's it. Thanks for that. I'm going to have some college basketball now. I've selected 7 games to look at here on the college basketball schedule for Thursday. It's a massive card, but we picked out some good ones here, I think, to look at for the show. 7 games here. Couldn't go too much deeper. We still got a healthy NHL card. All right. Let's kick it off here on the college board for Thursday. All right, I'm going to start it off in the MAAC here on Thursday with the Iona Gales on the road taking on the Siena Saints. College basketball action here for Thursday with Siena favored here at home, minus 7.5, total 140. Here, Siena's been a hot hand right now. They are just 1 game back of Merrimack here at 9-3 right now. Of course, Siena has a great combo of Doty and Schultz. Say that 3 times fast. Siena on this winning streak right now, man. They've been looking great here. Wins here over Canisius, covered 8.5 on the road. They did not cover in a road win against Niagara, but they crushed Marist by 19 as a 1.5 point favorite, knocked off Fairfield by 8 as a 6.5 point favorite, and rolled Manhattan on the road by 15 as a 6.5 point favorite as part of this winning streak here right now for Siena and the hot streak here right now. For Iona, meanwhile, they're in off of a loss to Fairfield at home, 71-70 last time out, but they did have wins before that over Merrimack and Manhattan. These 2 teams did play their first game already. It was 75-72 in favor of Iona. They were a 1.5 point favorite at home. They won and got the money in the first meeting between these 2 teams. Iona comes in here 7-3 against the spread as an underdog, but Siena is 12-8 against the spread at home. Iona's won 6 straight meetings between the 2 teams overall and gone 4-2 against the spread. The meeting at Iona last year, Iona won by 4 as a 5 point favorite. They didn't cover the spread in that one. Iona's gone under in 10 straight games in this one, including 6 of their last 7 on the road, and 11 of the last 15 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under. The first meeting did go under, albeit by just 1.5 points in that 147 game. It was 148.5, but did go under. Siena's played a few overs here of late, including their last 2 games, and one of them was the win over Canisius. However, both these teams have been serious unders this season, especially Iona, obviously. But Siena is also 7-13 to the under as a favorite, and 3-7 to the under at home. They played a few overs here of late, but they've been an under for the most part. 3 of their last 4 over, but under city. So I'm gonna take the under, if you don't mind, at 140 here in this one with Iona and Siena. Let's go to the chat here, rolling here with our college basketball coverage here for Thursday. All right. Here's Siena money line for Andre. Mr. Westerns has not been pleased with the college basketball. He says that there's no doubt, right, Mr. Westerns? We say it every show, these comebacks. I mean, just every game, it seems like. Now, I do focus on those when I'm looking at them, and mostly it's either the bad beats or the come from behind wins that I'm proud of, either one way or the other. Mr. Cal Dog there with his wins from last night. He's with me on the under. Let's just do that. Let's just go under here with these two. They're combined 16 and 30 to the under. So 60, what's that? 63.8%. I'm making that up, but it's close. All right. We got one more here. Oh, we're talking about the South Dakota game there, Devin. Yeah, like we said, talked about those. I don't know if you were here. I don't know if you were here for the uh, start of the show when I talked about those Horizon League games yesterday. Okay, next up. Okay, let's go to Big 12 action here with West Virginia taking on Cincinnati. College basketball action here for a Thursday with Bearcats favored by 5 here in this one. The total, whoops. What happened here? There we go. Cincinnati here favored by 5 in this one. The total here, 127. I don't know if there's any more a combination of two teams that have been as heavy under teams as these two are matched up against one another anyway. Just looking at it from that perspective. These two teams are a combined 12 and 31 to the under this season. Cincinnati's 3 and 10 to the under at home and 2 and 8 to the under as a favorite. West Virginia's gone under in pretty much every game for the since the start of the year. Coming into this one, West Virginia here coming in off of a loss, 63-53 versus Baylor. They beat K-State before that by 5 at home, but they did not cover. For Cincinnati here, they're in off of a loss to Houston, 76-54, but they got the money in that one. In fact, I was on the Bearcats in that game. Cincinnati still lost 6 of their last 9, but like I said, man, these unders, not only they've been going under big time, but also 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone under. They played their first meeting of the season in Morgantown. It was 62-60 in favor of the Mountaineers. They covered 1.5 points in that one. Obviously went 10 points under the 132 there. This one's actually ticked up from 125, which that's great because I think I want to go under again with these two. Despite the very, very low number here. And like I said, it looks like the move has been to the over here. This one opened at 123.5 at BOL. For the Mountaineers here, they've failed to cover in 4 of their last 6 games. They've won 8 of the last 10 meetings against the Bearcats and have gone 4-1-1 against the spread against Cincinnati. Like I said, West Virginia did get the win and cover earlier this season. West Virginia is 4-3 against the spread as an underdog this season. Cincinnati 6-5 against the spread as a favorite. It's not much to that. I just got to go with this under big time. It'll probably be 120 points or so in this one, I think. Let's go to the chat and see what you've got. See if if it might be low enough that you just think to go over, but I got to go under. I'm going under. Let's see here. Mr. Wesker's going to take Cincinnati, it looks like. Here's Andre. He likes West Virginia plus points. Hey, there's Solo in the chat. Solo, great job right now. Man, another great day there for Solo there yesterday. Man, he tore it up with the group there. Everyone went over. Solo with a winning day yesterday. I know that. And let's see here. Andre says 127 kind of light. Well, I knew we'd have a low number like this. It doesn't surprise me at all. I think what it surprised me was the fact that the total's actually gone up a few points. Cal Dog, like in Cincinnati here, I'm going to take the under in this one. All right, next up, Let's go out to the Coastal right now with the big matchup here between first place Wilmington, currently a half a game ahead of Charleston in the standings. They're taking on William and Mary here. William and Mary is 5-5 right now, but hey, they're 14-8 now. Overall, doing a nice job this season. They're a great cover. We know that. Wilmington, I'm not saying they're overrated or anything like that. They are probably the best team in the conference, although Hofstra has been such a big disappointment this season. You'd figure Hofstra was supposed to be up there, but they just haven't been able to hang so far this season, and that's opened the door for Wilmington here to have this lead. And like I said, Charleston, they're also doing a pretty good job here right now hanging. In fact, Charleston today takes on North Carolina A&T, which is in last place. But nonetheless, let's get going here with this one with William and Mary on the road taking on first place Wilmington. Important game here for Wilmington. They are favored. They come in with a 19-3 record. They've been terrific. Back-to-back wins here as well for Wilmington over Towson and Hampton. They got the money in both those games. William and Mary's actually lost their last two games. They were, breathing down the necks of these teams, but had consecutive losses to Elon and Campbell, a couple of teams behind them in the standings. And one of those games was at home. They lost to Campbell 104-96 as an 8.5-point favorite. Wilmington's only covered 3 of their last 10 overall. William and Mary is 5-10 against the spread as an underdog. Let's see what you have in this one in the chat today between William and Mary here on the road taking on Wilmington. William and Mary 13-7 against the spread overall coming in, while Wilmington is just 8-12. These two teams did play their first matchup about 2 weeks ago, and William and Mary ended their kind of long losing streak to Wilmington. They won it 77-70 at home as a 2.5-point favorite. So they really finally got over the hump against these guys. They had always kind of struggled against them of late. That was their first win in the last couple of years, last 5 meetings actually. William and Mary is 0-5 on the in their last 5 straight up on the road here. Also, though, William and Mary just 2-6 against the spread their last 8 games overall, despite the fact that they are currently 14-8 straight up. For Wilmington, they're just 3-9-1 against the spread in their last 13 games, but they've won 9 of their last 10, and they're 11-1 straight up at home. Great record here at 19-3. They have only 1 loss as a favorite this year. 12 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone over. William and Mary's a good fighting team, man. They've been able to stay in some of these games. Wilmington has gone over in 5 of their last 6. And let's see what you got here in this one in the chat if you want to play along at home. Here we go. All right. Andre says Wilmington on the money line. Cal Dog likes Bill and Mary. Mr. Weskers is on Wilmington here. Andre likes the over. Want to say hello and welcome to Zach Sanders in the chat tonight. He likes a couple of plays there. Thank you, Zach, for chiming in the chat here. Thank you, Zach. Member here now officially of the Chat Pros. Appreciate that, Zach. In fact, I think Ohio State's our next game, so maybe I'll come back to that graphic. Thank you, Zach. All right, William and Mary's been a good cover this year. I'm going to go ahead and take William and Mary plus these 4 points in this one against Wilmington. Watch out here. Maybe an upset tonight. Okay, let's go to it. Zach was nice enough to give us a play, so let's look at this game here with the Buckeyes on the road, taking on the Terrapins here with Maryland at home. An underdog here, no doubt, and this line's been moving here. I think Ohio State, they might even be to a 7.5-point favorite right now. Let me take a look here at the current number. Well, now mostly sevens. Sevens at the sharp books, 7.5s at the square books right now with this matchup with Ohio State on the road here, coming in 14-7. They've lost 2 of their last 3. Maryland's lost 3 in a row right now coming into this one. Take a look at the Big Ten standings here currently. Ohio State 6-5. Maryland, meanwhile, just 1-9 here, but still pretty closely rated matchup for Ohio State anyway, laying the points on the road. See what you got in this one. Ohio State's off of a 92-82 loss at Wisconsin. They were 4.5-point dogs and didn't get it done. They also only beat Penn State by 6 at home. They did cover at Michigan, and then also had wins at home against Minnesota and UCLA. Easy covers as favorites in those. Ohio State just 9-12 against the spread overall, 5-9 against the spread as a favorite, but Maryland just 7-14 against the spread, 3-10 against the spread as an underdog here. See what happens with these two. Last year's meeting was won by Ohio State at home, 73-70. They covered as a 1.5-point favorite in that one. All right, let's go to the chat with this matchup and see what you have here. Between these two, Maryland's 3 straight losses coming in were to Illinois, Michigan State, and Purdue. So not easy, but they did get blown out. They were getting double digits in each one of those games. They were getting 15.5 to Purdue, lost by 30. They were getting 18.5 to Michigan State, lost by 43, and they were getting 18.5 to Illinois, lost by 19, still lost. All right, let's go with the chat here and see what you got in this one. Maryland's lost 7 of their last 8 coming in. They're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 overall. Ohio State 6-3 straight up and against the spread last 9 meetings between the two teams. Ohio State's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Maryland's gone over in 4 of their last 5, and Maryland's gone over in 7 of their last 9 at home. They're 8-4 to the over at home overall, 9-4 to the over as a dog. Let's go to the chat here with Cal Dog. He likes the over. And Mr. Westro says neither of these teams are any good. Maybe Maryland's the worst of the two. Andre says Ohio State money line and the under. Maryland is a hot mess. Hot mess. Hot mess. I got to take the Buckeyes here in this one. I'll lay 7.5 on the road to Maryland here, taking Ohio State. Could do worse than taking Big Ten home dogs, but man, Maryland's been on the wrong side of these last 3 games for sure. They also lost at USC by 17 points, getting 19.5. The only game they won here in this little string of one cover in the last 5 was against Penn State when they won by 23 at home. I'll take the Bucks. All right, next up, we've got the Memphis Tigers on the road taking on the UAB Blazers. Action here for Thursday with the Blazers favoring this one by 1.5 total, 153 here between these two. Memphis has lost 3 of their last 4. In 3 of their last 4, 1-3 straight up in ATS in their last 4. They lost to Tulane last time out, 78-76 at home as an 8.5-point favorite. They did beat FAU at home, beat them up pretty good, but before that they lost on the road to Wichita and Tulsa, failed to cover, getting the number. Memphis just 3-6 ATS in their last 9 games on the road. UAB is not a great favorite, just 6-8 against the spread overall, laying the points. But for the Blazers here, they've won 13 of their last 16 overall. Memphis has won 18 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams. However, Memphis has failed to cover in, I mentioned the record is 3-6 ATS on the road. They've failed to cover in 6 straight on the road. Memphis here, 4-1 against the spread last 5 against UAB, but just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 overall coming in. UAB just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 coming into this one. UAB's gone under in 4 of their last 5. Memphis is 3-7 to the under as an underdog. I think I'm going to take the under here. Not a great matchup maybe for these two. Look, Memphis, that's a pretty good dominating record, 18-2 straight up, 4 straight wins for Memphis over the last couple of seasons. This is their first meeting this season. The last win for UAB was in January of 24. They won 97-88 at home, but really that was over the last 10 years. Basically, Memphis has won every game between these two teams. So, yeah, it's near pick'em here, and maybe, just maybe, Memphis is, having one of their worst seasons here in quite a while, and UAB's actually come through a little bit. But if you're going to beat somebody, it might be a team that at least you've had some success against. I will say, though, they're an underdog here, are the Memphis Tigers, and they are 1-9 straight up as an underdog this season. Here we go with your plays in the chat. Maybe in this one, Cal Dog is on UAB. Also, Timmy says this is an auto over with these two teams. Oh, boy. I just went under. Sorry, Timmy. Oh, boy. All right. We got I think I got a couple more here right now. And next up, I'm going to go out to, let's go out to the Big West here right now with this, oops. There we go. So out to the Big West here in this one with Santa Barbara on the road, taking on UC Davis. Big game for the Gauchos here. They're 8-3 right now, tied with Hawaii for second place, just a half a game back of the Irvine Anteaters. For Davis here, they are 6-5 right now at this point. For Davis, been a little bit of a rough run here. It looked like they were going to be a little bit better this season, but they've had a couple L's here of late. They've lost 2 of their last 4 coming in, but are coming in off of a win over Bakersfield, 80-72. They won and covered on the road, but struggled against Northridge, struggled against UCSD. They did beat Riverside, but they failed to cover that one at home. So Davis is 6-4 against the spread at home. Now UCSB, look, they're a favorite here. They're 1-9 against the spread on the road, 5-9 against the spread as a favorite, but still, they've been winning though. They're on a winning streak right now. Really playing hot here in conference action, and they are currently, like I said, they've worked their way all the way up here to be tied for second place currently with this long winning streak that the Santa Barbara Gauchos are currently on. So let's see if they can do it. Let's see if they can cover, because they've been covering these games pretty much left and right. They've won 6 straight, covered 4 of their last 5. However, Davis has actually covered 5 straight meetings between the two teams. The teams did meet for their first meeting already this season, 93-86. Of course, it was Davis getting the win. Like I said, they've covered 5 straight against them. Davis got the win. They were actually a 4.5-point dog on the road, but they won outright. Davis is 6-4 against, like I said, 6-5 against the spread as an underdog. But man, UCSB is not only struggling overall on the road, but struggling against Davis in general here. I'm going to end up on Davis here in this one, despite this great run that we've seen from Santa Barbara. And still, Davis is going to have the work cut out for them. They'll have to achieve something in the tournament. Let me go to you guys in the chat here in this one. Davis is 9-5. UCSB 9-5 to the over as a favorite, and Davis is 8-3 to the over as an underdog. Maybe that might be the right call, but I'm going to take UC Davis here to end Santa Barbara's winning streak, or at least cover the 2 points. I'm going to take UC Davis here. Give me the Highlanders. I'm sorry. Give me the Aggies. Sorry about that. I know better. Okay, Mr. Cal Dog on Santa Barbara, Mr. Wesker's on Santa Barbara. You guys are on Santa Barbara, and I just said Davis. Uh, Here is Andre on the under. Mr. Weskers knows his gauchos. And how could I say I was thinking of Riverside, of course. Okay, I think that's it from you guys on this one. I'll take UC Davis. All right, I've got one more in the colleges tonight, and let's go out to the WAC in this one with Arlington here. A little bit of an update coming in. I know it's it's 1:30 in the morning, 4:30 on the East Coast, but I did say Embiid would be in, but his status is downgraded here to questionable right now. Um, Sometimes, after those late uh, after those late games, maybe we'll get the update there. I don't know what the deal is here, but we're just getting that information in here, the high speed sports wire. Okay, Utah Tech and Arlington here in the WAC. Arlington is 6-3 coming in. Utah Tech is 6-4. That doesn't sound too great, but when Utah Valley and Cal Baptist are both tied for first place with Arlington, all three teams are 6-3. So we got a wild, wacky race in the WAC for sure. With Arlington coming in here 14-7. Utah Tech coming in 13-11. It's Utah Tech that's won 3 straight games right now and covered, including road wins and covers at Tarleton and Abilene Christian. They also won and covered at home against Southern Utah, won by 11 as a 6.5-point favorite. The 2 wins on the road, they were slight underdogs in those games and won. Utah Tech is 12-9 against the spread. UT Arlington is 12-7 against the spread this year, although they are coming off a home loss, upset by Cal Baptist. That brought them into the tie for first place. They did beat Southern Utah at home and covered 9.5. They also beat Tarleton at home, laying 3.5. These 2 teams did meet already this season, and Arlington won it at Utah Tech here. Is that right? It was at Utah Tech? Okay. I don't know. That seems bizarre to me that they'd played. Let me go. I want to actually look at the. Let me go to Ken Palm here and look at these records real quick because did the first meeting, was it really at Utah Tech at home and they're playing both of them here? Yeah, yep. So they lost at home 56-52, and then they're playing them here again. This is one, this conference, they do play 3 times just because of the short schedule. They got a little, it's not a perfect schedule. They don't play, I don't think they play each team 3 times, but they do play some of the teams 2 times because it's only a 7-team league. So I get it now. And they'll play one more time at Arlington. So, okay. UT Arlington, though, as I said, 12-7 here coming in. They've covered won and covered 3 of their last 5 games coming into this one. Let's see if you have any pick or opinion on this one with Utah Tech here, favored by 1.5 at the total 139 here in this one on Thursday night. Arlington here has won and covered 6 of their last 8 coming in. They've also beat Utah Tech in 5 of the last 6 meetings. Arlington's gone under in 12 of their last 16 games overall. Utah Tech's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games, and 4 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under. Obviously, the first game was a big time under there in the 56-52 game, and the total in that one was 141.5. Utah Tech has won and covered 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. All right, so let's see if you have an opinion here with this one. This is our last game of the college previews, and we're going to get into some NHL. Here we go. Yeah, Cow Dog. That's right. That's where all the great farming comes. Here's Arlington for Andre. And I think that's it. I'll take the under here in this one with Arlington and Utah Tech. All right. That's it for the colleges on Thursday night. Some other good games too, and some of the added conference games. But we got to get to the NHL here. 7 games tonight, and then that is it. I believe we're off to the Olympics after this. And hey, like I said, we're just 90 minutes away from Olympic hockey here in a short while. How about that? Women's Olympic hockey in 90 minutes here. And remember, if you just joined us, we're not covering it as an official sport at Tony's Picks and the premium picks, but I do like Sweden minus a goal and a half against Germany in this opener coming up at 6:10 Eastern and 3:10 Pacific. The total here has gone up just a little bit. It's 5 under 25 right now at a few books. Some books have it 4.5 over 45. Okay, but great to get the hockey going here in the Olympics. The ladies. All right, here we go on the ice here and start it off. Nashville Predators, Washington Capitals, NHL action here for a Thursday with the Preds on the road. One of my favorite teams to bet on. It seems like they've been doing a great job reviving their season a little bit after a pretty bad start. And, maybe they are. Look, last year was great, right? And everybody said maybe it was a fluke. Maybe it was. But they've been picking it up here of late. Total 6.5. I think it might be shaded to the under a little bit. Here, I think we'd call it under at minus 115. I'm also seeing some 6 overs right now. So, hey, this one feels like it has moved a little bit lower right now. Justice Annunen is expected here in goal for the Predators in this one. For Annunen here, he comes in with a 5-6-2 record, 3.17 goals against, 88.5% save percentage. I don't think Logan Thompson is in this game. Let me take a look at what's going on. We know the Capitals have a disaster situation. I don't know how that got in there. In fact, who is going to be in goal for the Capitals right now? They're down to their 3rd and 4th string goalies because both Thompson and Lindgren have been on the are placed on the injured list. Oops. So let's see here. All right. I don't know if I have they've had their 2 goalies that they brought up here recently, talking about the Capitals right now, but which of the 2 they're going to use, I'm not sure at this point. I mean, I'm showing the sites are way off on this one. So, look, you're still going to lay $1.85 here with this Washington team. They're definitely going to be on a backup goaltender here in this game. I might have to do even more research here just to see if I can make sure. We've covered it here over the last couple of games, their injury woes, talking about the 2 other goalies here, that could be playing in this game. So, all right. You know what? It looks like it will be Roy here, possibly. Let me see the update here. Because, Matt Roy also got hurt a little bit. So, but I think, let me see. 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 Yeah, could be Roy. All right, let's see here. Raw, you know what I mean? But let's go to some of the trends in the chat. I think I'm going to be on Nashville here, maybe just based on this situation. Nashville's won 12 of the last 17 meetings between the two teams, although Nashville has lost 6 of their last 9 overall. Coming into this one, Nashville here with a loss to Minnesota last night. Who was in last night? Oh, the Caps. Okay, the Caps were. Yeah, they were off last night. Okay, so for the Predators here, it was an overtime game last night. The 6-5 win. It was a wild one. The score was 3-3 at the end of the first period of that game, and ended up as a 6-5 win for Minnesota in overtime. Washington's lost 6 of the last 8 meetings at home against Nashville. Washington's gone under in 8 straight meetings with the Predators. I'm going to take the Predators in this one, despite the back-to-back here. Washington did have a 3-game winning streak, but they lost to Philadelphia the other night on the road, 4-2. Before that, they'd beaten the Islanders, Carolina, and Detroit. So Washington still 21-17 as a favorite. Nashville 15-24 at home, but Washington 17-21 as a puck line favorite, and Nashville 24-14 as a puck line dog. But Nashville's gone over in 9 of their last 11. They've been an under team most of the year, but they've gone over also in 5 of their last 7 on the road. I'm just going to take Nashville here in this one at plus $1.55 or so. All right, maybe you guys are helping me out on the goalie situation in here. Okay, here we go. Timmy Chushu likes the under here. Cal Dog likes the under as well. Dimitri likes the under. Everybody likes the under in this game. Okay. Timmy says Logan Thompson's in. Logan Thompson, I believe, was placed on the injured reserve 3 days ago. So I don't think he's eligible for a return right now, is he? Or maybe I got it wrong. That's what we said back a couple of days ago when we were trying to break down that Capitals goaltending situation. All right. Just going to have to leave it at that. Let's see here. Chetrin for an anytime goal. Preds puck line for Andre. And Cal Dog says Annanen is confirmed. Okay, great. That's good enough for me. Annanen is not great, but I'm going to take the Predators here. We move on. Penguins on the road taking on the Sabres. This has to be the game of the night, doesn't it? I know Florida's playing Tampa Bay and the Kings are playing the Knights, but come on. Pittsburgh actually comes in here off of a couple of L's here to the Islanders and to Ottawa. Buffalo, meanwhile, lost last time out to Tampa Bay, 4-3. They've lost 2 of their last 3, actually, but they're still the Buffalo Sabres at this point. Man, what a run. All right, Buffalo here coming into this one. They got some great numbers. I mean, this just killing it here, but Penguins have been hot too despite the 2 losses. Penguins have won 6 of their last 8, including 4 of their last 5 on the road. The Sabres have won 9 of 12 at home, including 6 of their last 8 overall here. Pittsburgh's gone over in 7 of their last 10. Buffalo's gone over here in 11 of their last 16, and 5 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams have gone over. But I don't mind this goaltending matchup with Skinner and Ellis here. I don't think either goaltender is necessarily confirmed here, but Ellis has done, his goals against not great, but just like He's on Buffalo. So, been winning. Buffalo is 17-7 at home, but Pittsburgh 15-7 on the road. Although just 14-16 as an underdog, that's still pretty good. Figuring they're getting the money, getting the money as an underdog here. Let's see what you've got here in this one. For Pittsburgh here, they are 16-14 to the over as an underdog. Buffalo 14-10 to the over as a favorite. Man, at 6.5, I want to go under. What's the juice on this one? Okay, it's juice to the over here. I'm going to take the under in this one with Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Give me the under. This one's more about the eye test, it feels like. What's wrong with the graphic here? All right, there we go. I'll take the under in this one, 6.5. It may be shaded to the over right now, but good game here, and I'm going to take the under here with Pittsburgh and Buffalo here on Thursday. Let's go to the chat. And Andre's on the Sabres here. Okay, Timmy, that's outrageous. Now I've got to check. I thought Logan Thompson had been placed on injured reserve. Okay, let's see here. But you're right. If that's what they would need, maybe that was just the plan, right? Okay. I don't want to waste too much time here, but okay, yep, Logan Thompson. They were able to salvage that. It looks like he skated in the morning skate 2 days ago. So I know we talked about it extensively about the Capitals goaltender situation, and I thought that if they activated Roy, that was going to force them to. Okay, thank you. Okay, I got it now. So they did not play Thompson at all. They were actually able to place him retroactively on injury reserve back to January 29th. So what happened is they activated Matt Roy, and then now they can bring up Thompson here. It would be the time would be up. Okay, got it. Okay, woo, man, what a crazy. Okay, I can figure this out. All right, Cal Dog is on the Penguins here, and Timmy Two Shoes on the Sabres. Okay, thank you guys helping me figure that out. That's why I do this show. I need help. A lot of teams I got to cover right on these shows. I'll take the under now. I'll take the under. Okay. Oh, in this game. I'm still on the Predators there on that other game, but thank you. Okay, let me pick up where I left off here. Here we go. Senators on the road taking on the Flyers. NHL action here for Thursday night. Man, Ottawa was hot, but they lost last time out to Carolina 4-3 on the road. It was a regulation loss there to snap a winning streak for Ottawa. Man, they were cooking there for a while. Ottawa comes in here having won 4 of their last 5, and also they are 5-3-2 in their last 10 games overall. Ottawa's won 5 of the last 6 games between these two teams in Philadelphia, and they've won 8 of the last 10 overall against the Flyers here. They are a favorite here, obviously. Philadelphia, meanwhile, comes in off of a win over Washington 4-2. That snapped their 4-game losing streak. Philadelphia is just 1-6 in their last 7 games at home. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over. These two teams are big-time overs. They're combined 65-46 to the over. Philadelphia is 25-12 to the over as an underdog, and they've gone over in 12 of their last 18. Ottawa's gone over in 5 of their last 7 on the road. I think I'm liking. Well, let me see what you got here. I think I like Ottawa here actually. These two teams met in November. Ottawa won it 3-2 here in Philly. And here we go. Um, Over for Cal Dog. Over for Timmy Two Shoe. Okay, I'll take the Ottawa Senators. You guys are liking the over. I can't disagree with you there. Although these two teams have gone under in the last couple of meetings, but so far this year, although Philadelphia just 14 overs and 14 unders at home. Senators here for Andre. He'll be with me. And I think that's going to do it for that one. Man, we're cooking along here. We're almost done here on Night Moves. Thanks for spending a couple of hours with me here on a Thursday morning. Hurricanes on the road, taking on the Rangers here with Carolina, 35, 15, and 6 coming in with Brandon Bussey here, I believe, expected in goal, or at least scheduled to be in goal here, it feels like, going up against Quick and the Rangers. No, I don't think so, right? Isn't man, these goalies, we got to get to that. We got to get to the break. That's what we got to do. I think here we might see Spencer Martin possibly in goal here in this one. Let me know what you guys have here. But we know Bussey's been impossible so far. He's, I think, 23-3-1 right now coming in. Carolina off of a pair of wins here over the Kings and Ottawa. Kings game was an overtime win. Meanwhile, the game against Ottawa was a regulation win for Carolina. They've been pretty hot here. They're 14-7 on the road. The Rangers are just 6-14 at home. We know they play better on the road than they do at home. Rangers are 18-14 to the over as a dog, but just 8-16 to the under at home. Also, Carolina's 10-15 to the under on the road, although 27-14 to the over as a favorite. Still, it does feel like maybe more so could be an under here. Just depends. I want to see what we got with the Rangers. Let me know what you guys have in this one between Carolina and the Rangers here. At 6 over, I might be tempted to just play the over here in this one. Go over some of the numbers here with these two teams coming in. You got for the Rangers here, 3 straight losses, 2 to the Islanders, 1 to Pittsburgh right now. Hurricanes come in here having won 4 of their last 5. They've won 6 of the last 7 against the Rangers. Rangers are just 1-6 in their last 7 and 1-5 in their last 6 games at home. Rangers have gone over in 7 of their last 9 games coming in, but Carolina's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games on the road. So let's see what you've got here. These two teams did meet back in December. It was 3-2. Carolina won at home, but the Rangers actually won at Carolina in the first meeting. In the second meeting. This is actually the 4th meeting of the season already. Carolina won the first one at the Rangers 3-0. Rangers won at Carolina 4-2, and then Carolina won at home by the score of 3-2. All right, let's hear from you guys in the chat with this one. Rangers in Carolina here. And here we go with Hurricanes to blast the Rangers, says Timmy Two Shoes. Andre likes the Canes here. Mr. Wesker says the Canes are just going to work their way to the playoffs and blow it. Cal Dog is on the Canes on the puck line. Andre says Rangers bad at home. How about Jarvis for an anytime goal for Timmy? And the poor Rangers have nothing left to live for here. Come on, the Rangers can still, plenty of time left here. We've still got 36, 35 games left in the season, whatever it is. but it does feel like they never win at home. But yeah, they probably should be able to hang here and take a puck line against the Hurricanes right now, as bad as they've been. Maybe that's the direction I'll go. The price is not horrible. It's at uh, minus $1.30 here in this one. Give me the Rangers plus a goal and a half tonight against the Hurricanes. New York Islanders, New Jersey Devils NHL action here for Thursday with the Devils favored here at home in this one, about $1.15. And the total here is 5.5. Yeah, we'll just call it 5.5 flat, it feels like right now. The Devils are definitely the slight favorite here. Islanders coming in here 31-21-5. They did win last time out over Pittsburgh 5-4 at home. They won that one in overtime to snap a 2-game losing streak. For New Jersey here, they have not been playing very well. They just lost to Ottawa and Columbus. They did beat Nashville before that, but it wasn't easy as it took them overtime to win that. They just have not looked good. And look, they got Sorokin here. You obviously have a goaltending advantage, I think, for the Islanders here. They are 22-15 as an underdog, one of the best underdogs in the league. New Jersey just 15-17 as a favorite. That's never getting it done. Remember, the Islanders won the last meeting 9-0, and they also won the previous two meetings. They won 2-1 at home and 3-2 at New Jersey as they play for the fourth time here this season. Look, this 5.5 to me seems to loom pretty large. New Jersey is 9-17 to the under at home. Islanders are 11-16 to the under on the road. So I think it will be a low-scoring game here. Islanders right now 31-21-5. 15-11 on the road. The Rangers, the Devils, meanwhile, just 28-26-2. I mean, that's hanging in there, but look at the current standings here right now in the Metro, and you got to figure that the Islanders continue to play pretty well and kind of putting some distance on the Chasers here a little bit, it feels like. Islanders are sitting on 67 points. Meanwhile, New Jersey, 58 right now. I mean, that's not getting it done. The only team they're ahead, of course, is the Rangers right now. All right, I'll take the Islanders here in this one on the road to beat New Jersey. And maybe be on the under, too, but here we go. Got a lot of Islanders in the chat. If I'd have known that, I might have taken the total just to have a little variety. Here's Andre on the Islanders and Cal Dog on the Islanders. Timmy Tushu on the Islanders says you can't trust Markstrom right now. Mr. Weskers, he's with me. Loves Sorokin. Look, he's got to have better numbers really to get any kind of real MVP, but I'll take the Isles here. Couple more tonight. Let's go to Battle of Florida here between Florida and Tampa Bay. Been some criticism here over the last 48 hours talking about the outdoor game, people calling for the abolishment of the outdoor series. I disagree. I think you should do these outdoor games. I think it brings a great spectacle. That was one of the highest rated. I think they said it might have been the highest rated. I kind of want to check that out now. That game there the other night, I believe, was one of the highest, if not the highest rated. Maybe it was the highest rated for TNT, no, for ESPN. Now it was a joke the way they treated the game, the announcers wearing the get up and everything, but still it got extremely high ratings in that game, and I don't think they should do away with the outdoor games. Actually, it's a continue to do a couple a year. That's what you want. Tampa Bay comes in here on a winning streak right now, 4 straight over Utah, Winnipeg, Boston, and Buffalo. It was tough against Boston and Buffalo these last 2 games. I mean, they've, of course, that 6-5 shootout in the outdoor game, and then it was an overtime win for Tampa Bay over Buffalo a couple of nights ago. Remember, that was a wild game that saw the teams battle back and forth before Tampa Bay was able to get the overtime win. Florida, meanwhile, was on a losing streak. They beat Boston last time out 5-4, but before that had losses against Utah, St. Louis, Winnipeg, and Buffalo. Still, Florida 11-4 as an underdog this year. Terrific numbers actually for the Panthers in that role. And you got to figure they're going to compete here in this game against the Lightning. Florida is on the puck line here, minus $1.60. I don't know if I can get behind that. I'm going to probably just take the over here in this one. Florida is 16-9 to the over on the road. Tampa has gone over here in several games of late. You have Tampa going over in 5 of the last 6 meetings against Florida overall. Florida's gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road and 6 of their last 7 overall. Tampa with overs here against Buffalo and Boston, although they've gone under in 7 of their last 10. I'm going to go over in this one with Florida and Tampa Bay here at 6 over, minus 115. Give me the over in this one. The 2 teams met twice back in December. Tampa won in Florida 4-2. Florida won in Tampa 5-2. They also played in November, and Tampa won in Florida 3-1. So the road team kind of has won all 3 meetings so far this season. Tampa's won 18 of their last 20 coming into this one, as just totally working their way all the way up the standings here right now. Currently in next to last, but considering where they were, it's just that this division is so tough. All right, here we go. We're almost done. I think Andre might be on the under here. Just the talking heads, Timmy, that you get on TV and try to, they want all the attention. So it's easy to say, hey, get rid of the outdoor game. It's a tired concept. Don't tell that to the people who go to the games. They like to have a little. Why have the same game over and over in the arenas, right? Just put a game out there. It's not hard anymore. In fact, the technology has increased dramatically as far as the pristineness of the ice. Is that a word? Okay, and here's Timmy Two Shoes on with Kucherov. All right, give me the over. Last game here, and then we're off to the Olympic break. Kings and Golden Knights here. Kings come in 23-18-14. VGK 26-16-14. If you don't take a regulation tie in this one, I don't know what we're doing. I mean, these 2 teams both have 14 overtime losses, so you got to figure this one's going overtime, don't you? Come on, and it's 5.5. Was it going to be 2-2 or is it going to be 3-3? I guess that's the only question. It's not like these teams are massive overs or anything. So, although VGK, or I should say, it's kind of a contrast. VGK is 33-23 to the over, 18-10 to the over at home, 28-20. The over is a favorite. The Kings, however, are 24-31 to the under, 13-16 to the under, and 6-14 to the under as an underdog here in this one. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams have gone over. 4 of the last 6 here in Las Vegas have gone over. Vegas has gone over in 6 of their last 8, gone over in 10 of their last 15 at home. But, of course, the Kings have gone under in 4 of their last 5 and 5 of their last 6 on the road. These two teams met, about 3 weeks ago. It was 3-2. Vegas won in LA. So let's see what you have here in this one. Can I just take a regulation draw here? That's what I want to do. Can I do that on the last show of the last game before the break here? Just take a regulation draw. I mean, we've seen. Let's see what the price is on that. Let's get a little crazy. Let's get a little wild here. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one. If this one's not tied at the end of regulation, we're doing something wrong. All right, here we go. And Andre says the Kings aren't good and Hill isn't good either. So what are we going to do? Cal Dog likes the under here. Kempe, anytime goal. Timmy Two Shoes likes the over here in this one. The Kings have been winning the head-to-head series here of late, but Vegas has lost 5 of their last 6. Kings have had won 4 straight against Vegas until that 3-2 game last time out at LA. And by the way, that one did go overtime. So, all right. I'm going to take the Kings. I'm going to take the Kings to win this one on the road, but I think it'll be in overtime. How's that? Kings win in overtime. I think that's going to do it here for Night Moves. That's fun with that last one. And, hey, we're getting ready here for the Olympic break as well. Hey, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off the premium pick packages. Let's take a look at what's going on over on the handicapper leaderboards. Like I said, got some hot cappers over here for sure. And how about myself? Went 4-1 there. And, hey, we're ahead. So just to be clear, we are on a pick here in tennis right now. We have Clara Towson as our pick over McCartney Kessler. Towson won the first set 6-3 over Kessler, the American. But it is 2-2 here in the second set, and Kessler is on serve right now. So she could go 3, but I do have Towson as our premium pick. Check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. I got a couple of other tennis matches lined up over there right now. If you're interested, let's pop those up here. There they are. Got a couple of matches there, and there's my winning ways there over the last few games. A real good hot streak here right now over at Tony's Picks. We did have over with the Canucks in Vegas last night there. And let's see, we also had a loss there, Creighton and Georgetown. Yeah, that one, it almost got there too, but Creighton missed a couple of 3-pointers late. All they had to do was hit one basket and then foul, but they couldn't get the basket. So basket and a foul probably would have got there. Liberty and Delaware, total over. We had the winner there, UTSA in South Florida, way over there by 37 points. And there's our winner from tennis last night, as I had Frivitova over Shramkova there in that one as a slight underdog there. So, all right, that's going to do it here for Night Moves. Really appreciate you joining me here. We'll be back tomorrow with more action here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut. And of course, don't forget to check out our other shows here on the channel. You got Tony's Picks Morning Show with the morning crew here at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. You got the Happy Hour with Rod at 5 Eastern, noon Pacific. Of course, Vegas Al brings you his live programming as well. And Chris also giving out his goal scorers every day. And then we're back here tomorrow, 3 a.m. Eastern, midnight Pacific, with more Night Moves. All right, that's going to do it. Really appreciate everybody in the chat, all the chat pros for all the picks. Really appreciate it. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 60,000 subscriber juggernaut, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us. See you tomorrow.